and gently touched the tree trunk with his hand. Suddenly his armor changed from white to black. This means there is a very dangerous creature approaching him. He quickly looked around in panic. The detection result is just a monkey. He threw a stone to scare it away. Didn't even think about the monkeys. They threw stones at him, then shouted attack towards him. The young man quickly turned and ran. At last, before the monkeys came, jumped into the lake. But it's not easy for him to run to safety. Suddenly felt dizzy. Palm is okay. He flipped over the back of his hand. Oh my god, a giant insect. He quickly threw it away, but its toxin very quickly spread all over the coal. Suddenly his face started to swell. Moreover, vision is also gradually blurred. He quickly took the medical bag, and put the first needle in the heart. But when the second needle is inserted, the toxin still made him lose all feeling. His face was now swollen into a pig's head. Perilous time. He pointed the needle to his chest, then fell to the ground a moment later. Rely on gravity to bring the serum into the body. But wait until he wakes up. Found that the temperature began to drop suddenly. He ran frantically again. Just before the trees behind turned into ice, he got to the warmer area in time, and the oxygen in his body has also started to run out. He opened the equipment box. Unfortunately, the oxygen breathing apparatus was broken 3 bottles. Look here, the young man is dumbfounded, because he won't have enough oxygen to make it to the hospital in time. Turn out their spaceship in flight, hit by a large meteorite. His father as the captain ordered the launch of space flight, though they avoid collision, but the spacecraft has exhausted all its energy, so they can only land here. But the landing process was not smooth. Spaceship during the struggle directly fall. That Kotai and his dear father were seriously injured. Be the only lucky survivor on the spaceship. For contacting the hospital, he must come to the tail 100 kilometers outside. Go get the transmitter. But now in front is a cliff tens of meters high. The remaining oxygen potion was simply not enough to sustain the finish line. If you want to arrive in time, the only way is to jump directly off the cliff. But this is definitely going to the dead end. So the father ordered Kotai to return to the cabin. But Kotai did not obey his father's orders. For saving his father, he jumped directly off the cliff. Because to prove himself, Kotai long dry tears, turned and ran, faced the deep slope and jumped down. Then he turned on the flying device, like a flexible shuttle between the cliffs. Suddenly, a large black eagle appeared behind him, almost took him away. Kotai turned around skillfully, once more flying down the mountain, but the eagle followed closely behind. He picked up the flying device, rushed down to the ground, fly quickly towards the waterfall, successfully escaped from the great state. But a second later, the eagle suddenly flew in front of him, hit him directly. Wait until he wakes up, found himself in a giant bird's nest, and next to it were a few small birds that had just broken their shells. Found the eagle was not here. Kotai was about to leave immediately, but he found some tigers pressing closer. At this time the eagle returns to the nest. Quickly tackle a tiger, but another tiger suddenly burst into the bird's nest when he saw the soft ground. Immediately jumped. He raised his hand holding the spear and slammed it down, bring the tiger and fall under the bird's nest. He quickly escaped from the nest, but now the falling baby birds don't move. The eagle cried out in despair beside the body. Kotai took the opportunity to quickly escape, but his and his father's intercom was broken. But now a lake blocked the way. He made a simple wooden raft, follow the flow of the lake. At this point, Kotai, exhausted, slowly fell asleep, but soon he suddenly woke up. Because now, the temperature suddenly started to drop again. He quickly got up and left, but this time without father's help. He couldn't find a geothermal place. Kotai was so cold that she shivered, finally couldn't stand it, fell directly on the snowy ground. But in panic, something seemed to pull him away. Wait for the second day when he wakes up. He saw an eagle lying on the ground, was no longer moving. Only now did he understand. Last night he used his life to save. Finally went through 100,000 bitter journey. Kotai eventually found the downstern of the boat. He immediately replenished oxygen, simultaneously successfully found a signal generator. Unfortunately, together he discovered the eggs on the stern of the boat were broken. This tells a scary monster has escaped. This is a caveman monster egg that makes people shiver, just because there's one in here. Blood-sucking monsters that can destroy the entire human race. 1,000 years ago, the Earth has become unfit for survival. The combined fleet of boats leads humanity to find new places to live. But it's not just humans here. Aliens unleash an evil monster. They have no eyes or ears, has a very strong sense of smell, can obey the information people secrete when fear comes to kill people. Humans soon face the danger of extinction, until one day, a warrior who is not afraid of anything stands out. He is Kotai's father, because there is no sense of fear for this evil species. He is completely invisible. Under the guidance of his father, humans finally take over this planet, though Kotai have no power to hide coal. When he finds out that the Esha in the egg has come out, suddenly scared to the point of panic, more because of the effect of the zero layer. There is no way to get the basic signal out. This made him even more impatient. Fierce punches to vent. This time, Kotai thought of his father's instructions. He knelt on the ground with one foot, began to think calmly. In the end he thought of only climbing to the top of the volcano. Can send out a distress signal, but at the same time, Esha also followed the signal to find Kotai. After he entered the cave, Esha soon hid an ambush ready to suddenly attack. Kotai hid in fear. pass for a while. Kitai successfully took advantage of the small space, temporarily get rid of Esha, but just when he wanted to signal, Esha appeared again. He was captured by a monster, after hitting the wall hard, then threw it away. Last moment, Kitai thought of his father's teachings. Suddenly, his mind was completely awakened. Fear disappears without a trace. Indeed, Esha also has no way of detecting his location anymore. He stood up, pick up the spear, under his father's gaze, nearly cut off the monster's claws, then jump up, directly stab the knife into its body, kill back Esha. Afterward, he picked up the transmitter, successfully emitted a distress signal. Soon the rescue team arrived. Father was promptly saved. Final. Face his brave son. The father does not care that he is seriously injured, still give him a military ceremony. But Kitai gave his father a warm hug. Alright, here's the end of the movie. I'm Min Min, see you next time.